Fantastic, simple, easy, flavorful, healthy. Just some simple things that come to mind when you're talking about upping your griddle game. Alrighty, this recipe is about a dinner me and the wife had not too long ago. We tried a new restaurant here in town, and lo and behold, I don't know if it'll become one of our favorites, but it was dang good. A lot of times we go out and try different places, we look at each other and we're like, next. We both had a fantastic plated dish, and hopefully I can replicate something that was extremely close to what they gave us. I preferred the salmon that night. You got the ahi tuna. And the ironic thing is, typically the wife would like ahi tuna with like a sweet glaze, a teriyaki, somehow, some way Asian inspired. This is a little bit different. It had a marinated butter bean. It had vegetables. It had feta cheese. Had the tuna on top, and I don't remember the sauce. What was your sauce? I don't remember the sauce, but then it had like fried okra, and the fried okra was done in the way I've never seen before. I'm definitely going to be trying that out next okra season. And then on mine, I got the salmon, and it came with a autumn hash. Kale, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, onions, fantastic. We liked each other's plates so much, I said, why don't we recreate it? So I'm going to take her
butterbean marinated thing
that I could not stop eating. Like, I could not stop. It was fantastic. And we're going to pair it with the salmon. Okay. So if you guys are interested, we have a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, it's probably our second or third highest rated recipe on the flattopking.com. A lot of people were skeptical before they tried it because the idea of cinnamon, but once they tried it, you can look at the comments yourselves. They loved it. We love it. Fantastic. I'm going to give you another option. So what we have today is the idea that spurred that recipe. We created it based on ingredients that I knew that were true to the taste buds, and this is how we got there. Blackened seasoning, up to you. Use your favorite blackened seasoning. I'm not saying this is our favorite. I'm saying that we use it quite often. There's other ones out there. But I'm not saying you got to buy it either, but we pair it with a barbecue seasoning. It's got little sweet notes in there, and it helps just kind of like char the salmon. It balances. It's got the chili peppers along with the sugars, and it works. I'm telling you. Don't knock it until you try it. Let's get the salmon cut up. I've got a whole salmon fillet here. Fantastic deal. And we're going to get it out and get it cut up in portions, and then I'm going to vacuum seal the rest for the family. This is one of the recipes that my kids love. So anytime the kids are on board with healthy eating, I'm on board as well.
That's not very often.
For me, I just cut the belly and actually save it, and we'll do something out of it. I can make salmon patties or something like that. So a little bit more even. If not, you're going to put it on the griddle, on your grill, or anywhere else. This part's going to overcook tremendously while this part's still cooking. So let's just edge it up. All that will be saved. Nice little portions for the girls. We're a little bit smaller for mommy and daddy, and then we're going to do 2 of those instead of a large one. I'm not going to season the skin because we really want to get that skin crispy. So as you can imagine, you're just going to coat all sides. Remember, you're going to come back with another seasoning, so about 50% of the seasoning you would normally use. Not all barbecue seasonings will work, but you get the idea. And of course, if you wanted to, you use that homemade recipe seasoning that we developed and put it on the website. A lot of people seem to love it. All right, we're gonna park this salmon while we get started on our other stuff. All right, we got the Traeger rocking today. I'm gonna turn these burners up to like a medium. Add some water so we don't overheat our pan. Give you a good gauge of how hot it will be. For the vegetable options, we have some shallot and some bell pepper. This is just colored, and we're not gonna use all of it, so let's just say a half of each. And then maybe a quarter of a shallot. got a little ghee. Use the oil of your choice. And we're simply just gonna look to make these tender. I was gonna use my oil like this, but
It's cold today.
people say, oh, you're a baby, it's not cold. When it's cold enough to do that, it's too cold. Butter beans, something that we probably both agreed that we passed up in the grocery store all the time without hesitation. I'd like to give you guys some quick tips. Listen, when you put your skillets on the griddle, be careful of that heat. A lot of times it comes out around the surface of the griddle top and it'll catch your handle really good. You go down to grab it and it gets hot, so always make sure you're prepared. Once those beans are warmed through and the vegetables are just a little bit tender, about all she wrote. So we have some Italian dressing. Do I think it went in there? I highly doubt it. But without replicating something and you don't know what goes in there, about the closest we're going to get. So I don't want to overdo it. I think it had a vinegary kick. So we're just going to apply a little bit of this. 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar. It's important to taste right now because you don't want to add your feta until the very end.
You think that's it?
I highly doubt they use that vinaigrette, but they use something similar. That's dang good.
That's dang good.
What's
Golly.
up?
So simple.
Yeah.
And so good.
And then right at the end, let's take it off the heat. Let's give it a few seconds, cool down. Griddle's still rocking that medium heat.
Golly, that's so good.
Actually, let's do that. Let's do this. I'm sure you can do it with other beans. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like
It was hard to find the butter beans, actually.
It was. We could probably try it with like white navy beans. That's more popular or more readily available, I guess. And to that, a few scoops of feta. It was feta heavy, which is fine with me. Let that cheese warm up, kind of solidify that sauce. I'm gonna add just a hair more because we like it. And there we go. Set that to the side. Let's keep rocking. When we turn that griddle up on medium, we're gonna keep it right there, okay? So we have some garlic, which is gonna be very quick. You cannot burn your garlic, you're gonna ruin the dish. Some red pepper, and we have a mix of baby spinach and kale. Same thing, let's add that ghee. Little base for that garlic. I don't want it down too long. Whew, it smells. Just a couple dashes of that red pepper right in that oil. A little seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. And I did all my stuff cooked all the way through. Like, I want it to have some notes. I'll show you just a second. Turn this side off. Plenty of residual heat. Medium off. Probably pretty good right there. Plenty of residual heat. Dollar Tree. $1.25. They're called bench scrapers or dough cutters. Dollar Tree or whatever it's called. $1.25.
Great for wing guards on the Blackstone, too.
Multi-purpose. You want your griddle rocking and rolling, okay? You want a cool zone, you want a hot zone. You want to be able to sear that skin and get it crispy. And you also want to sear that flesh. I like the crispy notes, so get a good high heat oil. Oddly enough, I like to do flesh side down. Oh yeah. See that blackening on there? Look at that crust. Just like that, cook the salmon to your doneness. We like ours like medium rare. A lot of times we'll eat it like more of a medium. But just look at that color right there. That is fantastic. Had this off in that corner, just staying warm. Heat that up one last second. Come back here with that butter bean salad. It reminds you almost, when I first started tasting it, it almost had that warm, what do I call it? German potato salad, because of the vinegar and the consistency. People are looking for healthy recipe ideas for the new year. I think this will do well for you.
And super easy too.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
really, really, really easy.
And just like that, you've upped your griddle game. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you can see how easy this recipe was. You basically threw three major components together. You got your protein, you got your vegetable, and you got your bean. But when you do it all together like that, it happens so effortlessly. Obviously, the beans are canned. If you want to go from scratch, you obviously can. We even cut our own salmon. I mean, just look at the moisture in the salmon right there. Cooked the way we like it. The seasoning's on point. I love that seasoning combination.
Let me try.
It took us so long to develop to Q that we had it at our house forever. And so we tried it on 100 different things. That's how we actually developed the seasoning for the original recipe. Because we knew what was in ours.
For the salmon recipe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get just salmon, but that's my favorite part.
The whole dish, right? This might be like a weekly dish. Because
Yeah.
it was super easy. I know it's hard to see how beautifully glistening it is. We're losing light.
Glisten that in your...
Dang, honey.
I can't stop eating the beans.
That's perfect.
I think the next time we make this, I am going to try a different bean, just because it was so hard to find. I truly think that any bean would work. Everything from a pinto to a white northern, it's the vinegar in it. It's the vinegar, it's the feta.
Let me try.
Little Italian dressing. The beans are the spinach.
Here's everything. It looks so good.
Yeah.
This is a good dinner. How much did we pay for a dinner like this? At the
Mine was 29 and yours was like 28 or 25 or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we recreated it for.
Yeah, so 4 people, that salmon fed more than 4 people. And we paid $22 for the salmon. The can of beans, the feta was probably the most expensive. The spinach was $4. I mean, yeah.
Golly, that's super good.
All right, guys, there you
Super
go.
good.
I'm going to enjoy it. It's super cold outside, but there you go. We're going to do more of these because I feel like instead of just doing the entree, how about we create like plated dinners, right? That's what the family's all about, is to not only enjoy the griddle outside, but to enjoy, you know, the sit-down presentation, all that stuff. So hopefully we can help you out on that. As always, find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook. There's a join button down below. It's a membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. I cannot get through this.
I know, you're right.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe and pound the
This is the worst one.
peace. I think it was video quality. I think I said it fine. Must have just been Wi-Fi.
Golly, that is perfect. Perfect. Perfect dish. And super healthy. That's going to be in the weekly rotation. For sure.
So good.